Okay, so many congratulations for the award, Shivansh.
Thank you so much.
Please tell us about the Teen Debater.
Yeah, so the Teen Debater is a community that I run. I founded it about 2 years back. It is a community that is inspiring for debating in India. We want to make sure that we democratize access to debating for all communities possible, especially children from tier 2 and tier 3. And we provide all resources, recordings for every material and everything for free. So we're not trying to compete with any debating organization. Our entire job is to make sure that students who don't have access to this can actually get the ability to do debating.
That's a great initiative, by the way. So you told me it's a non-profit organization. How many students are like in your team? How many people do you have?
So we rotate every month. We have a form that we send out for recruits every month that they can apply for and they can come in. We have a very rigorous selection procedure because we receive about 200 to 300 per month, and then we have to just cut it down to the top 10, top 5. But total overall, we make a team of 40 students from social media, organizing, our managers, management, and our technology that builds up our website. And they work in regularly across the year for a period of 6 months at least, and then if they want to continue for the year.
So how do students reach out to you? Like these are all young students under the age of 18, right?
Yeah, they're all very young students. I mean, they're not in college. Some of them just are about to start their college, but there's no adult interference because we want to make sure that as students, we best know what debating is. So we're going to do it in the best way for other students who actually want to learn more about it.
So how do they reach out to you?
Oh, so they reach out. So we have our Instagram handle called @the_teen_debater.
Great.
The Teen Debater.
The Teen Debater.
Yeah, and so over there we post ahead everything. We post all of our materials, all of our quizzes, all stuff and sessions that we're doing, and then we put out a recruit from over there in the bio itself, so they can visit there. And we also have a website called theteendebater.com. Over there we also put out the form, so they just have to fill the form and they can get access to all of our benefits. But apart from that, they can also be a member. They don't have to work because you might have no experience. This is the first time you feel a little overwhelmed. That's totally okay because we all were at one point. We all started debate at some stage and as beginners. So for them, we have given them the opportunity to just join as members and learn more.
Yeah, right now you just mentioned we have started at some point. How old are you, by the way?
I'm turning 17 this May 26th.
So you started it when you were 15.
Yeah, when I was 15.
So you got the idea of this entire thing when you were debating since school. You started it at school.
So I was debating since the past 7 years back. I started debating in school when we had one or two debate classes in school itself. Thankfully, because my mom put me there, and I'm forever thankful to my parents for being put into debating. Because initially I thought it was a very scary activity to speak on spot, respond on spot. But then COVID happened, and this was sort of the benefit pro bono of COVID, where everything went online, and so all the debates that were happening at Harvard, at Stanford, at Oxford, they all went online. So it was much easier to take part in competitions, and then the spark started, and I started doing more and more.
So you oversee all of this alone, or like all these students they do it?
So I am the founder lead, so I make sure that our manager members, so we have a management committee that manage the social media, the technology, the organizing, and so each of them have their own individual managers. I recruit the managers, I talk to the managers, give them goals for the month, tell them what to do, what are good things, give them creative boosts, and then they're supposed to reciprocate that for the members that they're working under.
Super cool. So like these 40, you told me there are 40 people, right, in your team. So like, how do you teach them, or like?
Oh, so so this is something I learned throughout because it was my first time starting a sort of a non-for-profit and a startup at the same time. We're not profit making, but it's still you require the same entrepreneurial skills to run a business. And so initially at the start phase, I was a little bit scary, and I was scared myself as well because I didn't know what to tell them and how we can get them to work together. But overall, now I realize that we have a proper training plan that I have a document and a recording of, and every time we first get them in, we make sure that we've done at least 2 weeks of training for them so they understand. And our best way to train the next generation of leaders for the Teen Debater is by the current leaders at the Teen Debater. So we make sure is when they come in, we make them interact with all of our current employees and people who are working with us, and they learn from them so that we don't have a stagnant issue in the middle that some people leave and the other ones don't know what to do. If they're learning from them and they serve a 2 weeks notice period, they'll understand what to do later on. This also helps us keeping it in a very sustainable manner, because if it was very like if there were a lot of breaks in the middle and then people join it randomly, then the entire scheme and the way our business work would be very erratic. And the problem with that is then if we started, let's say, doing 10 sessions a month, tomorrow we might go to just doing one podcast a year because some random kid joined in and they don't know and they want to lead it in a different way. So we have the same people coming in, training them, and once they leave, the new batch is trained for doing more work.
Okay, so tell me, what do you think about this initiative, and how do you feel after being facilitated?
Oh, I feel really, really excited when my name was called up. I met Khan sir. He's a really, really big inspiration model for students in India and the work that he has done just by himself when he started it. And so it was kind of a heartwarming moment, where overwhelming and then a little bit scary at the same time, because you're getting it from a role model that you've looked up to. But more importantly, at the stage of ETNow, and we all know how big the Times Group is, so it's really really exciting that you've been called here. You go over there, you get this. So I'm very excited that I got this. And the benefit of this is that not only is it a really really good thing to be felicitated for the work you do, you feel appreciated, but more than that, this is also a recognition for my entirety of the teen debater and a recognition for the students that have worked. So it's not me who's working alone. It's an award for all of them as well because they've worked there. Like day and night, working till 3 a.m., just creating, debating MUN resources to send to students. So for them, it's as much as an award for them as well. And I'm really, really excited to see where this gets us next and the doors it opens for us.
I mean, it's great because at this age, when you see kids scrolling through Instagram and doing stuff like that, we have you who's started up this entire thing. It's really cool. And one message that you have for youth, kya hi bolu, matlab you're also very young, but one message you have for people who are your age.
For me, the biggest life lesson that I've learned till now is being consistent. I think if you're able to do something, and this is what we do in debate as well, right? We tell everyone that there is no one best debate in the world. It depends on the debate, it depends on the round, it depends on the topic. But the only way you can be at the top 10, top 1% is just by practicing even for 30 minutes a day and just being consistent with that. So being consistent is my message because I feel like we all can do good quality work, but if it's done for a day, it's not going to make a long-lasting impact. But if you do decent work for the next 100 days, you'll be the best at something and then you'll find your purpose.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for speaking with us and many congratulations on your award. You really deserve it. Yeah, thank you.